Well, the COVID-19 national lockdown is in full swing, and it has been weeks since Eskom has implemented load shedding. The power utility says it's experiencing a reduction in demand for electricity. It says this has provided an opportunity to carry out required short-term maintenance. Joining me now via Skype is Eskom CEO Ruyter. Mr. Ruyter, thanks very much for waking up with us this morning. So how much maintenance are you doing at this time? And I guess coupled with that, will we soon, after the lockdown, enter load shedding again?
Morning, Dolani. Unfortunately, we had to postpone our philosophy maintenance because we had to avoid big concentrations of contractors and staff on our sites. So for medical reasons, we didn't want to risk the safety of anyone working on an Eskom site. But we have been able to conduct much needed short-term maintenance on double the number of units that we are normally able to do. So we've taken down double the capacity in the face of a drop in demand of about 7,500 megawatts. And this has assisted us in doing that maintenance. We think that we'll be able to emerge from this lockdown period, therefore, with a fleet in which we have a better reliability and a better predictability. Having said that, we still have to do a lot of work to catch up with 10 years of neglect that needs to be repaired.
You talk about the dangers for your operators on the ground during this lockdown period. I'm just wondering, how dangerous is it to go and carry out this much-needed maintenance?
Well, the first step that we've taken is to request all non-essential personnel to stay at home and work from home. The second step is that we've requested those employees who are dispatched to go and service connections or transformers and the like to be dispatched from home so they are not concentrated with their colleagues where they might be exposed. And lastly, we have a number of about 10,000 employees who continue to operate in our units. And these employees we are very grateful for. We have not had any incidents of infections amongst those employees. The 3 infections that we've had have all been related to administrative staff that got infected prior to the lockdown starting. So we are in pretty good shape as far as that is concerned.
Realistically speaking, when will South Africans see the back of load shedding?
As I indicated in January, we think that there will be a period up until the winter of 2021 before we've broken the back of this maintenance backlog and where we're able to truly, again, become a reliable, predictable supplier of electricity.
When one unit goes down, Mr. Ruyter, I was shocked to find out that it takes 75 days for that unit to come back into full operation again. What takes so long?
Part of the challenge is that these units are extremely large, and one boiler tube leak can occur anywhere in a boiler tube that is the height of an office story, an office block. And one therefore has to, in many instances, go behind miles and miles of boiler tubes to find out where the leak is. First of all, you have to allow it to cool down, obviously. Once it's safe enough to work, you then have to find the leak and repair it, and then heat the system up again. So this is why when we talk about a boiler tube failure, it is not simply like a leaking hosepipe. It is actually a major effort for us to fix it.
And on average, how much do you spend fixing that one unit?
The amount varies. It depends on, obviously, the accessibility, but the cost typically runs into the millions.
My goodness, just fixing one unit. All right, now, you've been 4 months into this job. What did you find to be primarily wrong at this power utility?
I think let's start with what I found to be right. I found the people of Eskom to be very motivated and very positive and very keen to once again resume the role that they've always played. But over the years, I think many of the core disciplines, such as maintenance practices, such as project management, have been neglected for whatever reason. And re-establishing those disciplines and those practices is going to require some time, but we've already brought on board some much-needed expertise, and we're confident that with the assistance of these experts, we can turn the ship around.
Yeah, and the question I asked, what did you find to be wrong at this power utility?
I think, obviously, we are still struggling with the legacy of 10 years of capture and corruption. There is still very much evidence of corruption in the company. We are combating that wherever we find it. But then also, we have damaged the morale of our employees. People are very afraid to take decisions. They are gun-shy of moving forward with any new projects because of the negative impacts of all of the investigations. So putting these forensic investigations behind us and making sure that we have rooted out all the bad elements and that we are left with a core of solid, motivated employees, that I think is going to unlock a lot of energy from our employees.
Yeah, it's quite worrying that you're saying people are afraid to take decisions, particularly at a time like this. Let me move on to this. The ballooning of project management fees for the construction of Medupi and Kusile. That particular issue is being investigated, as I understand it, from 200 million rand to over 20 billion. That was the amount that these monies were inflated by. When can we see people being charged for that?
Right. The investigation that we are currently doing relates to our Chief Operating Officer. That investigation is virtually complete. We are tying up one or two final details, and then we will be able to share with the general public what the outcome of that report is going to be. So I don't want to preempt that. But then there's also a much broader investigation going on into the construction of Medupi and Kusile, where, as we know, there have been significant incidents of corruption. And here we rely on the assistance of the SIU. We're also doing investigations with the assistance of the JSE. Some of these companies are listed on various stock exchanges, including the JSE. We are working with the Hawks. And here the wheels of justice, unfortunately, grind very slowly, but they have to grind very finely in order for us to secure convictions. Yeah. So this is a process that will require some time.
Just finally and very briefly for me, Mr. de Ruyter, there have been calls for your COO, Andre de Ruyter, to be fired for alleged corruption. My simple question to you is, do you believe that Jan Obelhoza is capable of corruption or stealing?
That is not a matter of a subjective opinion that I might express or not. That is a matter for a senior counsel that we've appointed to investigate these allegations, to determine. And once that objective assessment has been made, then we can move forward.
How soon can we see that?
We are already in receipt of a preliminary report, and we are therefore confident that within a week or so we should have that final report in our hands.
Thank you very much for your time. Andre de Ruyter, CEO at Power Utility Eskom.